What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the OG family. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to my channel only if you want to. But look, my beautiful people, we got this top 10 scary last words from prison inmates. Look, man, these videos right here be like kind of crazy for me, you feel me? So we just gonna have to goddamn smash that like button. We gonna have to get this thing to like 5,000 likes for the one time, you feel me? But look, let's get into this video without further ado. Let's get it.
Make his last statement.
You had any regrets?
Yes, I do. Yes. If I could take things back, I would.
Jackson apparently told detectives he murdered a defenseless, homeless man as practice.
Additional charges could include murder in the first degree, as this was most likely an act of terrorism.
For most inmates on death row, their final statements are apologies or prayers before they're executed. But for the rest of the inmates who are executed, they use their last words as a way to provoke or even scare others before they take their final breath. How's it going, YouTube? I'm your host for this one, Landon Do Not Sing, because you guys absolutely do not want me to sing. I am terrible. And today we're going to be hearing about some pretty terrifying last words from prison inmates who were sentenced to death. If you guys missed part one, make sure you guys click right over here after you watch this video.
We already did part one.
Put that link in the description down below. So without further ado, here are the top 10 scary last words from prison inmates, part 2. Starting off this morbid list, and at number 10, we have a burning statement. Jose Villegas was convicted of murdering his ex-girlfriend, her young son, and her mother 13 years ago, and he was sentenced to be executed. He was also convicted for making terroristic threats to kill women, burglary, and possessing inhalants. His attorney argued that the stabbings weren't intentional because he was mentally ill. Keep in mind that the Supreme Court prohibits the execution of mentally impaired people, but the Supreme Court denied their...
It's crazy that people that kill people like want to act like they're insane after they kill somebody, and then they want like the sympathy that they didn't give to the people that they were stabbing on. Like, no.
Appeals because they said that previous examinations of Jose Villegas showed no mental impairment. And they also argued that his lawyers had 10 years to bring up his mental impairment, but they didn't until just days before his scheduled execution. So as the medical technician inserted the lethal drug, he said, "It does kind of burn. Goodbye." He then gasped several times, his breathing started to get quieter, and within 1 minute, he stopped moving and his pulse stopped. Up next, number 9, we have...
Look, you gotta think about it, bro. Like, look, check out everything that you do in your life, bro. Like, it's not worth it to go out like that, bro. Like, it's not, bro. That's super anticlimactic, bro.
Unusual statement. Richard Cobb said these last words before he was declared dead. "Wow. This is great. This is awesome. Thank you, Warden." Well, I think it's safe to say that his final statements was very odd. It seems like he actually was enjoying being executed.
Witnesses looking through the glass in a small confined room. He looked calm, looking up at the ceiling.
I mean, I expected him to have some remorse, which I didn't. I didn't have any.
The witnesses in the room were left confused and unfulfilled. It's like he did this on purpose because he didn't want the victim's family to get closure. Richard Cobb actually spent a decade on death row for murdering a man who abducted and later killed during a convenience store robbery. After the drug entered his system, his head hit the pillow and his neck twisted with his mouth wide open. 15 minutes later, he was declared dead. Moving up this list or down this list.
Think about it though. Look, what would you... Look, man. What would your... Like, look, in the comments down below. We're not saying that this is going to happen to you. But if it would happen to your ass, look. What would be your last words? I'll tell you mine at the end of this video.
Depends on how you see it.
Let me know in the comments.
We have Joshua Bishop. During his final moments alive, he said, "I feel it. I don't know about you guys, but the statement gives me the chills. When I was reading inmates' last words, a lot of them actually say that they feel the drug entering their body and that they can feel that death is near. That is just something so unsettling about the statements that I cannot explain." On the night on June 24th, 1994, he had spent the night drinking and smoking crack with 2 other people. He tried to steal car keys from Leverett Morrison, who was sleeping at the time, but things didn't go according to plan. Joshua Bishop beat Leverett Morrison to death and dumped his body between 2 trash cans and burned his Jeep. He was arrested within 24 hours after the murder, and he quickly confessed and immediately began to show remorse. However, after the trial, he was convicted and sentenced to die by lethal injection. His lawyers tried to appeal this decision by saying that he is a reformed man and he has turned all of a sudden somehow into a model citizen. They even submitted written statements by the victim's family saying that they didn't want to have him executed, but all of the appeals were denied. A hellish statement make...
Bruh, even, look, man, after the family comes in and they say that they don't want this man executed, then the court, the law, they should actually overturn that joint. You feel me? And honestly, look, I done seen people on here, you done seen that's the thing that bothers me about the court system. You done seen serial killers kill fucking 20 people plus and they don't get the death penalty. They give them life. You feel me? It's just so messed up, bro. It's so messed up. Then you'll get people that will sell 1 piece of crack and then they get fucking 20 years. It's just everywhere, bro.
Onto this list at number 7. Lavinia Fisher said, "If you have a message and want to get it to hell, give it to me. I'll carry it." Is this real life right now? Well, I guess she knew exactly where she was heading. It wasn't up. It is argued that she is the first woman serial killer in the United States, and she was arrested and sentenced to death by hanging. But she never actually killed anyone. According to the story, Lavinia and her husband ran an inn just outside of Charleston. When a single person checked in, Lavinia would use her charm to gain their trust. Once they felt at ease with her, she would give them a cup of tea that was poisoned. Once the poison entered their body, the person would go to sleep and she would steal their possessions. It was actually her husband that did the stabbings, but as it turns out, she was arrested and hanged in 1820.
What happened to the husband?
It is believed that her spirit still haunts the old city jail. Up next, number 6, we have...
What happened to the husband, though? If he's stabbing all the motherfuckers, what happened with him? I gotta look it up now.
James Jackson.
Let me know in the comments if you know.
Before he was executed, he said, "See you all on the other side. Warden murdered me. I am ready to roll. Time to get this party started." James Jackson was not a model citizen, that's for sure. He was a white supremacist who stabbed a 66-year-old black man to death with a sword in New York. He was quickly charged with second-degree murder as a hate crime, and when he was arrested, he told police that he hated black men for at least the past 10 years.
But Jackson allegedly told detectives he had bigger plans. Mr. Jackson regarded the killing as practice prior to going to Times Square to kill additional black men.
He was motivated by his strong hatred, and
you're scared. That's what it is. You're scared because you know how powerful we are. You just hate us, bro. That's why you at where you
he
at.
fully intended on killing as many black men as he could. Well, thankfully, he was caught and arrested before he was able to cause any more harm. Number 5.
Just for the color of your skin, bro.
Harris, who made a disturbing last statement. He said, "Somebody needs to kill my trial attorney." After he won $500 on a craps game in Kansas, he exchanged his winnings for 2 machine guns, and then he had another man hold on to them for safekeeping. But when George Harris came back for his guns later that night, the man told them that he didn't know where they were, so he shot them dead with a revolver. There was just so many questions left unanswered, like why does one person need 2 machine guns, and who misplaced the deadly weapons? This is all very strange, but George Harris was eventually sentenced to death by lethal injection on September 13th, 2000, and apparently he wasn't happy with his lawyer's performance during the trial. Stephen Woods creeps onto this list at number 4. He was sentenced
I mean, you gotta think about it though, too, bro. Y'all be in the most terrible situations, and then, bro, Johnny Cochran not here no more. You know what I'm saying? It's not too many lawyers that's that intelligent where they can really get you off on these crimes. Y'all doing these crimes and you expect for an average lawyer or somebody to just practice law to help you, bro. You're going down, dog. You're going down.
To the death penalty in Texas after a jury convicted him of capital murders of several drug dealers, even though someone else confessed to the killings. But Texas has an unusual law that allows the defendant to be put to death for a murder that someone else committed. He was given a lethal injection, but before he died, he said these final last words: "You're not about to witness an execution, you're about to witness a murder. I am strapped down for something that Marcus Rhodes did. After his final statement, he took several deep breaths before he stopped moving completely. Can you imagine being killed for a crime that you didn't directly commit?
I take it back.
He was
He
present
looked like a
during
killer.
the murders, but he never actually killed anyone. Do you guys agree with the death penalty, or do you guys think that it's cruel and an unusual punishment? What?
I just feel like in that situation right there, we can go ahead and answer that right now. I don't feel like he should have been put down for that murder that somebody else did. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. See, look, man, it's a lot of stuff out here, bro. Like, to get into, you don't have to be out here committing murders. Like, that's not the way to go, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. You're gonna get executed in a room where people are watching you, people that want to see you die because you did a certain crime. You shouldn't want to go out that way, honestly.
What if you never killed anyone, but you were still
We all
a
gonna
part
die,
of it?
but
Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, because I'm really curious.
I'll say
And
some
now
crazy
we're
stuff
gonna
at the
talking
end.
about Jonathan Green's last words before death. This inmate used his last breath to maintain his innocence of the murder of a 12-year-old girl. He was arrested for abduction, sexual abuse, and strangulation of a young girl whose body was found at his home. His lawyer made several last-ditch efforts to have his death sentence reversed, but none of them were successful. Before he was given the lethal injection, the warden asked him if he had any last words, but he shook his head and said no. But just a few seconds later, he changed his mind and said, "I'm an innocent man. I never killed anyone. Y'all are killing an innocent man." I know that these last words are probably said a lot, but what if they weren't lying? What if they really were innocent?
That's
now
crazy
that we have
if
better
it's
resources
true.
and more forensic analysis, it is believed that at least 4.1% of death row inmates would have been exonerated because this DNA evidence wasn't available to them at the time of their conviction. They were given the death penalty when they were actually innocent.
Damn.
We have another chilling statement coming in at number 2. Christinariggs was a single mother to 5-year-old Justin and 2-year-old Shelby. On the outside, it looked like they were a beautiful family, but Christinariggs had a dark secret. She was miserable and insecure. She complained about not having enough money to get by. That's when on November 4th, 1997, she did the unthinkable. She gave her son and daughter antidepressants in a cup in order to sedate them, and she injected her son with potassium chloride to put him to sleep. When that didn't work, she smothered them with a pillow. After she murdered her 2 children, she wrote suicide notes before she attempted to overdose on antidepressants.
Wow.
However, her suicide attempt failed, and she was found guilty and sentenced to death. Before
Why is she
her
smiling?
execution, she said,
Fuck.
"There is no way words can express how sorry I am taking the lives of my babies. Now I can be with my babies as I always intended." She was executed by lethal injection with potassium chloride, which is the same heart-stopping drug she attempted to use on her children. And finally, number 1, we have a Benny Dempsey.
That's crazy, bro. Like, look, we did one of these other videos in the past of people like confessing on stuff. That woman was killing her kids. Like, she just had, it just seemed like she said if she had a chance, she'd do it again. But this woman right here is, I don't know, bro. What would be going on when, like, you want to kill your kids, though? Like, I understand you be wanting to fuck them up sometimes because kids get on your damn nerves, but you can't, though. That's why we are adults. You can't. You have to let them grow, let them learn, let them process that information. Grow up, bro. That's sad, bro.
To death by lethal injection for murdering another inmate before he was killed. He blamed his executioners of butchering him with a needle. He said, "They butchered me back there. I was in a lot of pain. They cut me in the groin. They cut me in the leg. I was bleeding profusely." I'm not really sure what this guy is complaining about because they were about to kill him. Why does he care about anything at this time? So he also said, "This is not an execution, it is a murder." Apparently the medical technicians cut him several times as they were trying to insert the IV, and because he was just an inmate, they didn't treat him with any dignity or respect. Although he was a convicted murderer, and I don't know, I guess this is up for debate. What do you guys think? Do convicts who are about to be put to sleep, for a crime they committed, should they be treated right? Should they be treated the right way? I don't know. I don't think so. Well, this man is about to die anyway. Is he suffering enough? Should he be treated fairly as a human being up until death? So for his last meal, he ordered barbecue chicken and beef, french fries, salad, Spanish rice, cherry vanilla, and butter pecan ice cream. What would you guys order on your last meal? Let me know in the comment section below. But there you guys have it.
Look, man, for that last one right there, look, the shit that he ordered for his last meal, I just gotta go ahead and say this, man. Look, man, we would probably been friends, bro. Like, I like to eat that same shit he like to eat right there. You feel me? Butter pecan ice cream, out of all ice cream, that's the one I'ma pick. You feel me? But the thing is, we gotta look, man. I don't really support like the death penalty per se, but some people, I will say this though, and it's kind of like complicated in my mind. Some people will like you know what I'm saying, deserve that penalty. I don't really stand by it, but that's the way you feel sometimes instinctively, if that makes sense to you. It kind of makes sense sometimes, you know, like some people just, they're not meant to be here with us because all they're gonna do is cause harm to everybody else and hurt you, hurt other people. If you give them an opportunity, they hurt your kids, they, you know, hurt you. You know, like you got some people, man. That's just, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's complicated. This world is very complicated, but I don't think there's no right or wrong answer. And I'm letting y'all know this is my stance. So there's no right or wrong answer. If you want, if you feel like somebody deserves to be there, deserves to die because they committed this crime, then that's the way that you think. I'm not one of these people that's gonna get mad because you have a different opinion than me. You know, this is why we have those conversations. But you know, it's kind of sad sometimes, man, that people like this do exist. And the shit really happening. But look, man, I'll see y'all in the next video. Let me know what y'all want to see in the next video. I appreciate every one of y'all that made it to this video. Make sure y'all tell somebody today that y'all love them, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'll see y'all in the next video. Like I always say, spread love, because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. See you in the next video. And I'm out, though. Live.
She think I'm a flex on her when I roll up. From the toes up. When it comes to my drip, it's different. Get the bricks. Flip it when it comes to my wrist, wicked.